Rosalynn Carter, a champion for mental health, a humanitarian, and the closest advisor to the 39th President of the United States.
Jimmy and I have a mutual respect for each other, and if I go out in the countryside and see things that are problems and come home and tell him that I think we need to do something about that, he listens to me and he looks into the situation.
The former First Lady passed away today at the age of 96. The word trailblazer is often thrown around. That's not the case when talking about Rosalynn Carter. She reinvented the role of First Lady, paving the way and laying down the groundwork for generations to come. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang joins us now with a look at her rich life and legacy. Lucy?
Well, Joe, Mrs. Rosalynn Carter was 96 years old, married 77 of those years. She went from her husband's peanut farm to hosting world leaders on the national stage. Tonight, the country loses a well-respected former First Lady and humanitarian.
I just want to say thank you.
A nation tonight giving thanks for Eleanor Rosalynn Smith Carter, the 39th First Lady of the United States.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
Mrs. Carter was her husband's most trusted advisor, most devoted cheerleader, his steel magnolia. With her gentle spirit, she broke barriers. The first First Lady to have her own office in the East Wing. She hired policy staff and even carried a briefcase to work. Rosalynn had her own advocacy projects as well, carrying the torch for mental health, elderly care, and women's rights.
Peace means more than just the absence of war.
She was 18 when she married Jimmy Carter. He was 21, newly graduated from the United States Naval Academy. Together, they served the country all the way to the White House. When they returned to their humble home in Plains, Georgia, they continued to work and play side by side, still flirting with each other.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Jim, and he's not going to like it. I knew he had a good heart.
Married 77 years, they were global ambassadors for good. Jimmy Carter entered hospice care in February. In September, they made this last public appearance together. On Friday, Mrs. Carter went into hospice care. She passed 2 days later on Sunday afternoon. Together, they had 4 children, 12 grandchildren, and 14 great-grandchildren. Both she and her husband received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1999. She authored 4 books. For Mrs. Carter, it wasn't about honors or glamour. It was about reading the Bible together with her husband every night until they no longer could.
When you look back, what are you most proud of?
In my entire life's experience, I would say it was marrying my wife, Rosalynn. She's been a very profound, beneficial factor in my entire existence, and still is.
When asked about the magic ingredient for a long marriage, they never said they didn't fight. Instead, they shared, "Don't let the sun go down on your anger." They lived what they preached, and through the decades became the ultimate American love story. Joe.
And Lucy, more and more tributes keep coming in for Rosalynn Carter. President Joe Biden posted on social media, First Lady Rosalynn Carter walked her own path, inspiring a nation and the world along the way. Former President Barack Obama wrote, Rosalynn Carter's life is a reminder that no matter who we are, our legacies are best measured not in awards or accolades, but in the lives we touch. The Carters are well known and widely respected for their inspiring love story, 77 years of marriage. In what would be their last television interview together, they shared with ABC's Steve Osunsami some relationship advice.
Give each other plenty of space. Let the other person, have a full life in the way they choose, and help when you can. Share things a lot.
And do things together. We always looking to do things, find things we can do together.
Stay with Eyewitness News for a comprehensive look at the life and legacy of former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. You can find that online at ABC7NY.